From your perspective, you guys, like you mentioned, you're a global distributed company. Does that present, specific challenges being remote and being a one-person team and supporting hiring managers that potentially are all over the world?
For sure. I don't know that it's really a problem that everyone's distributed, but I think the remote aspect is interesting. I think it creates its own kind of layer of challenges, right? Namely, that you can't go and tap someone's office door and say, hey, I need some feedback, or let's meet real quick and get clear on something. Requires a lot more coordination, and honestly, it requires the person on the other side to be willing to, hop on that call or make time for that as a priority. So I think it does present its own unique challenges. On the flip side of that, I would say it also creates a lot of opportunity from the candidate side and the interview side, right? We're able to meet with candidates from all over the world. Whether or not you're a fan of Zoom or not, it's basically how our culture is built. It allows for us to be a lot more, kind of creative and give a lot more opportunity to meet with folks rather than having to have people drive into the office and meet with someone in person. And in those rare situations where we do feel it's important to meet with someone before we hire them in person, then we have to coordinate in-person meetings, and whether it's at their location or somewhere in the middle or things like that, which I think is a really interesting, thing that I haven't had a ton of experience of or with outside of Worldly. But for the most part, I think the remote thing, it is a bit of a challenge. It presents its own kind of unique things that you have to work through, but I still see it as a massive opportunity and a massive thing that we can leverage. It's a huge selling point still for a lot of candidates. We've been able to see Worldly grow as a company, as a fully remote organization. It's not that we switched to fully remote during the pandemic. We've always been built that way. So it's allowed us to get really thoughtful about, how do we build a truly remote culture where people can thrive and develop in their career.